So right now I'm studying like historical scientific instruments. So, and I'm kind of trying to look at them from a few different perspectives. Right now I'm specifically looking at astrolabes, which are like medieval computational instruments that were used for a lot of things like navigation and mathematics and astrology and architecture and things like that. But I'm trying to look at these objects more as like cultural objects and artistic objects, and kind of analyzing like, what science represents about a society like culturally. And so those are the kind of questions that I'm asking. That's kind of what my research revolves around. Yeah, so the end of my freshman year, I took a medieval art history from Dr. Sand, and she had like kind of heard about astrolabes in passing, like one of her colleagues had brought it up or something, and I was struggling to find a topic for the final in that class, and I was asking her about it if she had any ideas, and she's like, you should check out astrolabes. And so I wrote like a short paper on the astrolabe for that class, and then I just ended up at the end of that class, she emailed me and she's like, I thought this paper was like really good, but she's like, I feel like there's a lot more questions you could ask, like if you want to pursue it further, like with an URCO grant or something. She's like, I'll totally help you with that. Like, I think it would be a great project. So I did end up getting the URCO grant last summer. And so last summer I traveled to New York, and I went to a few collections in New York City that have astrolabes in their collections. And so I like emailed some curators, and Alexa set me up with some curators, and I was able to like meet with them, and they would show me the astrolabes and let me like handle them and like learn more about them, which was really cool. So that's kind of one aspect of it. It was really cool getting to see them in person, and it's the same thing as like looking at just art in person, right? You get a different impression of it by seeing it in person and the kind of impact of it. And it was the same experience, I think, visiting museums, but also like so much reading. I do so much reading and like writing and just thinking. It's a lot of my process really is more based in my head than anything.
Wow.
I think it's just more like a sense of community, I think, than anything. Because like I said, my research is pretty solo. So, but it's like nice to think that like, if I need something, like I can always email, like I know I'll get like the help that I need or the support that I need. And and the same thing with the other researchers, like I really liked talking to them. Like one of the questions was like, what's your favorite part of research? And I really love sharing my research. And so I love having like a community of people that I can talk to and who have like at least a similar interest in research that I have, and like asking questions. I really appreciate that. But mostly like the community and this structure, the support structure, I guess, I really appreciate. I think the best thing that I've learned from like doing research is, well, I think there's a lot of things. Like, I think the one thing that has been the most impactful has been like when it's come to applying for like grants and like fellowships and like travel funding, I've really gotten good at like writing about my ideas and learning to articulate ideas, which I think is like a really important skill for anyone. Like you need to be able to learn how to talk about and write about your ideas in a way that makes sense and that's can convince an audience that you're competent and knowledgeable and reliable. And so I think just like having so much practice like writing about my ideas has been like really, really valuable for me. So yeah, I think like asking lots of questions and like, I was very lucky that like a mentor approached me about my project, but I think trying to be willing to like ask for help or like ask to do research, because I find that most professors are very open to that here. They're very willing to help and be involved. So I think, yeah, those are my two things. Ask lots of questions and apply for everything.
Awesome.